The Bateman Case Study Competition is a national competition where public relations students get to gain the opportunity to create and implement a full public relations campaign. Students with OU's chapter of the Public Relations Society of America are participating in the competition. OU Nightly reporter Elijah Lena joins us in the studio with OU Bateman's team director of writing operations, Georgia Sears. Elijah, take it away.
Well, Georgia, thank you so much for being here. If you don't mind, could you tell me a little bit about your own story here at Gaylord and a little bit about what you do here?
Yes, so I'm currently a senior here at Gaylord. I'm a public relations major, and I'm currently on the OU Bateman competition team through PRSSA, and on the team I am the writing director. So me and my teammates have been working the past couple months to work and research and develop our campaign, and it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. And can you talk to, for some of our students or people watching who don't know what Bateman is, could you explain a little bit about what it is and what you guys do specifically in the Bateman competition?
Yes, of course. So the Bateman competition has been around since the 1970s, and it is through PRSA, which is the Public Relations Society of America. And currently we are competing against 70 other teams from universities across the United States, which has been a really great opportunity. And we are all given the same brief from a client, and our client this year is Access Newswire. So we got that brief back in November, and since then we have been in many different stages of the competition, from researching to implementation to now we are preparing our final campaign to present to our client.
Awesome. That's so cool. And talk to me a little bit about your client, Access Newswire. I know they kind of do a little bit of stuff with like news media and communication. How is that something, what is it, and how can that help students here at OU?
Yeah, so Access Newswire is one of the top 3 press release distribution platforms in the United States, and currently they are rolling out a new program that is an EDU program that allows college students to use the system in their classroom while they're still learning to help them learn about writing, tracking, and sharing press releases. So it's really awesome because Access Newswire is also allowing their EDU program to be completely free for professors and students to use in the classroom. And it's really helpful for not only PR students, but advertising students, journalism students, because it really has a lot to do with media relations and media pitching. And so it's just a really great tool for students to kind of get to learn while they're still here in college to bring to their future careers.
Gotcha. That's so awesome. And I know you guys did some events promoting Access Newswire. What were those like? What were the turnouts like? And do you guys have anything else planned here before the end of the competition?
Yes. So we actually did a ton of events, and some of them were more specifically for our professors. Some of them were for students here on campus. So we had a sip and share events that was with all of our professors, and they got to come see demos of the Access Newswire and kind of just learn a little bit more about what implementing that in their classrooms would look like. And last week we hosted our Access Newswire boot camp, and we had over 50 students come out to the event and actually become certified in using the platform, which was super exciting. And we also had a national webinar that featured media relations professionals from across the country last Thursday. So on March 2nd, that was actually our last day that we were allowed to hold events per the rules of the competition. So now we're really in that evaluation stage, just doing post surveys, seeing how our efforts really paid off, and also developing our campaign book to send to our client by March 16th.
I gotcha. And so you said March 16th is when the client will get things. Do you know when you guys are going to hear back from Bateman about where you place in the competition?
Yes. So in the beginning of April, we will find out if we were one of the top 3 teams. And then we have from the first week of April to the last week of May to kind of prepare if we were chosen to present to the client. And then later on in May, we would figure out who the winner is. So
awesome. Very
exciting.
Well, best of luck to you. And thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And we'll toss it back to Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elijah. Last week, 2 OU Nightly reporters traveled 6 hours through northwestern Oklahoma, documenting damage from devastating wildfires. OU Nightly's Andrews Paredes was there and brings us this look at their journey.
After fires devastated western Oklahoma, OU Nightly decided to pack up and hit the road. Hours away from Norman, no plan in place, but with a mission to illuminate the truth. First on the list, the High Plains Technology Center, where we met Melva Little. Melva welcomed us in warmly, and after some brief introductions, we got our gear, thinking we were going to tell her story. Instead, she connected us with Levi Smith, a local fire chief who had been working for days to assist the recovery effort.
We are not out of the woods yet till it starts raining, so we really need to pray for rain.
So Melva took us to Laverne, Oklahoma, a small town about an hour north of Woodward, where we met her husband, Vic. The land was charred, acres upon acres destroyed, but in the remnants, a piece of hope.
What we're seeing here is number one, hay that people have brought in just for our farmers that to help make sure they can supplement to make it to spring where grass is coming in. They've brought feed here. You can see horse feed, cattle feed. You can see protein tubs back here in the back. And those are just, I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's so helpful to the farmer to help them make it to springtime.
Farmers and ranchers from across the state bringing in hay, feed, anything they can to help.
People to help us out when we'd have a disaster in our area, and this is something I'm just wanting to do because I know they could use some help out here. Just a helping hand goes a long ways.
The recovery hasn't been easy.
You know, these fires are getting bigger and meaner, and with the current fuel load that we've had, and I mean, it burned this off, but we're still in danger just to the north here, about 10 miles, and it could happen again right up there. So, you know, the things I could say is get out in front of these. Do not be there. When they're coming way too fast, and a lot of people think they have time, but you don't have time. This fire here moved 45 miles in 1 hour.
But the community has come together, bale by bale, truck by truck, as the Oklahoma Standard shines bright. Andrew Paredes, OU Nightly.
Andrew, thank you. The Beaver County fire that you just saw is reported to have burned at least 280,000 acres of land in the Oklahoman Panhandle. Thank you, Andrew, for sharing this story, and thank you for watching Sooner Stories. Tune in next week at 3:30.